I still love my son. I've never stopped loving my son. He was a beautiful baby. He was a wonderful child. He was always been loved.
The words of a devoted mother, and make no mistake about it, that's what Joyce Dahmer was and is. She filled her son Jeff's baby book with memories of a happy time, his first baby picture, a lock of his hair, the words to the first prayer the little 2.5-year-old Jeff ever learned. Now I lay me down to sleep.
Do you remember where you were when you heard this news about your son?
Well, it wouldn't be very easy to forget. I'd come home about a half an hour early, and one of my friends from Ohio, where the news came on a couple hours earlier, called and had a hard time telling me why they wanted me to watch television. But I found out about it like everyone else. Within about a half an hour, he was on television.
What did your friend say? Do you remember the words?
I remember the words, yes. It was very difficult. She simply said, Jeffrey's in trouble. And I said, what kind? And she said,
Bad trouble.
Bad trouble. Jeff was a victim of a compulsion, an obsession. When I went to visit him, I asked him what it had been like during all of these years, and
what did he say to that?
He said, I was so scared. I was scared every minute, and I tried to stop, and I couldn't. Intellectually, I knew, I don't know how this sounds, but I knew that I'd done a good job as a parent. I knew this had to come from something outside of Jeff. I think there's a lot to be learned, and one of the things that our society does have to be aware of is that we still do have a prejudice. We have a stereotype, and we still do blame mothers.
Joyce Dahmer talks to her son on the phone once a week. He is depressed, she says, but fills his time cleaning the prison gymnasium and writing letters on his new typewriter. But as a certified counselor herself, one thing bothers Joyce, and it is this. Jeffrey Dahmer gets no therapy. He sees no psychiatrist, and no one comes in to study him in an effort to find out what motivated this most infamous killer.
Something needs to be learned from this, and I think Jeff is intelligent enough that if he gets some help, he might be able to help people. I'm not talking about that Jeff will ever be out of prison again. He won't, no matter what he finds out about himself. But I think he has a right as a human being. He's not a monster, he's a human being. And I think he deserves some help.